Good morning. Some final points with regards to the whole concept of people traveling between countries, between Eretz Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz for Yom Tov Sheni. Firstly, those who are in Israel from outside of Israel and are keeping 2 days. A couple of points with regards to Sukkot and specifically Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah. Firstly, in Israel, of course, Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah are combined. And so on Shmini Atzeret, which is a one-day Yom Tov, they have Simchat Torah and also Chatan Torah, Chatan Bereshit. Can a Ben Chutz La'aretz, a person keeping 2 days, can he be honored with being Chatan Torah, Chatan Bereshit? Even though for him normally outside of Israel this would be kept on the second day, and he's keeping 2 days and he's celebrating Simchat Torah the next day. So halacha, of course he can, because at the end of the day, Chatan Torah, Chatan Bereshit is all a minhag, which developed in the last 1,000 years or so. And he is obligated to be called up to the Torah. It's Yom Tov for him. So there's no reason why he can't be Chatan Torah and Chatan Bereshit. So really this is a riddle. How can a person be Chatan Torah or Chatan Bereshit 2 days in a row? And the answer would be, if he is Chutz La'aretz, keeping 2 days, and he's in Israel, and he's honored to be on the first day in Israel, which is Simchat Torah, he's honored to be Chatan Torah, and the next day, the second day, he's also keeping Simchat Torah with his Chutz La'aretz minyan. And so then he keeps second day Yom Tov and Simchat Torah, and he can be honored again Chatan Torah. So theoretically, it is possible for a person to be keeping 2 days Chatan Torah, Chatan Bereshit, and it's fine for him to be called up. Secondly, a person who is from Chutz La'aretz and is keeping 2 days, on Shmini Atzeret in Israel, they're not allowed to eat in the sukkah. Outside of Israel, we eat in the sukkah on Shmini Atzeret, without going into the whole reason for this, but that's what we do. Without a beracha, we sit in the sukkah, we don't say L'shev Basukkah. However, when a person is eating together with Israelis, and they're not allowed to sit in the sukkah, and he's keeping 2 days, and therefore the first day he's meant to be sitting in the sukkah. Here, because he's eating together with Bnei Eretz Israel, it would be disrespectful for him to sit in the sukkah alone, because that would be a clear Poresh Min HaTzibur, a clear outliner acting differently. And so if he's eating together with Israelis on Shmini Atzeret, then he can rely on the opinions one doesn't need to eat in the sukkah on Shmini Atzeret and eat together with them. If however he's alone or with his family and can sit in the sukkah or in a hotel, then he should sit in the sukkah on the 8th day of Shmini Atzeret, which is first the Yom Tov for him, and eat in the sukkah. Finally, just one point which was raised, just to clarify, it is permissible for a person from Israel who's keeping 1 day to fly into Chutz La'aretz on second day Yom Tov. Even though second day Yom Tov, we learned that a person shouldn't do melacha publicly, and seemingly flying into the country of Chutz La'aretz on second day is publicly violating the Yom Tov. But we learned that a person is allowed to do melacha outside of the Jewish community. And so therefore, since he's flying into the airport, there's no Jewish community there, right, in the airport, then it would be permissible for him to fly into the country, but he would need to stay in the airport and not travel to the Jewish community until the end of Yom Tov, second day Yom Tov. If you're staying in a place where there's no community, then of course you can fly and you can take a taxi and go to that place you're staying in, because as we learned, outside of, if you're keeping 1 day, you're outside the Jewish community, you're allowed to do any melacha even publicly. You just can't do it in a place where there are Jews. And so therefore, if a person wants to travel on second day Yom Tov, to fly to Chutz La'aretz, one may do that, as long as one doesn't enter the Jewish community on Yom Tov, second day Yom Tov itself, until the Yom Tov concludes. So, as we've learned, there are many details to all of this, and many more details which we haven't discussed, but that's the general overview of the main points with all of this. Of course, there's much more to discuss, but we'll stop here. And we still want to cover B'ezrat Hashem Hilchot Chol HaMoed, but we'll do that B'ezrat Hashem after we spend some time just discussing now the 3 weeks. Tisha B'Av is in less than 2 weeks. B'ezrat Hashem, we'll spend the next week and a half going through that and some of the ideas and principles behind the 3 weeks and Tisha B'Av.